Hello everyone and welcome to the Arbor Farm. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us for today's episode where I want to show you how you can make gorgeous botanical candles with your dried flowers and other things that you find around the yard. Let's get started. If you haven't already seen our video about how to make dried flowers, I'll link to that in the description below so you can look for it there. But using dried flowers is a great way to make gorgeous candles that make a great gift, and I'm going to show you how to do just that. There are a few supplies that you'll need to get started, and we'll drop the link for those also in the description below so that you can shop for them with ease. And when we were first getting started and looking at a variety of candles as well as instructions on how to make those candles, it seemed that there was a lot of information that was hidden. And so we wanted to figure out, how do you get that the flowers and the other ingredients around the edge of the candle, but have the center still so that the candle will burn. And we figured it out. So here's what you do. So we found a candle mold that works really well, and you can get the same one or you can get whichever one you like as far as the size, but we knew that we wanted a tall pillar candle that was about 3 inches. So we use this particular mold. And then we found a source for candles that are skinny, and that's gonna fit inside here. And so that works really well, and it leaves a space around the edge to add our flowers and ingredients, and it will still allow the candle to burn nice and clean. So to make this candle, I'm going to use some I have some hydrangea flowers and some zinnias that I've already dried. And the key is the flowers or whatever ingredients you use need to be dried before you add them around your candle. If not, you're gonna come out with brown spots that are oozy and it turns black after you're done, and it's gross. So that's not a great gift. Instead, make sure that your flowers or whatever ingredients you're using are fully dried. So I've got my candle mold and then my skinny candle to put inside. And the other thing you're gonna need is your dried ingredients. So I've got a box of dried ingredients that I can pull from. And then you'll also need some wax. And this wax is gonna be melted and poured around the edge. So I just have just some generic white wax that I throw in a jar, and then I heat that up in a pot of boiling water on the stove. I'll show you that in a minute, but for now, let's get started with filling up our dried ingredients around the edge of our candle. So here's my hydrangea, and I'm just gonna pull off pieces. And the key is I want to push those down around the edges as far as I can, or as far as I want them to be. So I like to use the end of a plastic spoon to do that. And then I just push those down as far as I want them to be. Get a few more and work my way around. The key is to try to keep that skinny candle in the center while I'm working, so that it doesn't end up lopsided and looking funny when I'm done. And keep adding it. You can put as little or as much in there as you want. Like if you only wanted flowers halfway up your candle, then you just add them halfway up. But I like them all the way That's our preference. And so I'm gonna put them all the way up the candle. I think I should have just about enough hydrangea that's dried to do that. When you're working with dried flowers, they're very fragile. But a lot of what you put in is going to be hidden by the wax. So if it's not exactly perfect as far as the flower is concerned, that's okay. Don't worry about that. It's okay to use those in the candles. All right, so when I get it filled up as far as I want it, I like to take it and hold it up to the light and look at it, and I can see there that it's pretty well covered the entire length of the candle all the way around. That's a little bit translucent, I can see through. So that's what I want. So I'm ready to go and melt my wax and get that added around the edge. Turn my heat on high and I will get it boiling. Once the water is heated up, your wax will melt, and once it is completely liquid, like this one, it is then ready to be used. I'll show you how we like to pour the wax to get it nice and even. All right, I've got my melted wax and I'm pouring it in around the edge, and I just keep it right in one spot, and the wax fills up as we go. Of course, you want to be careful when pouring or working with hot wax because it does burn quite easily. I like to fill it up just about equal with the top of the candle or the wick, just to make the candle look more like it's all one instead of an edge poured around a skinny candle. So that's pretty good. And then I give it a little wiggle to make it nice, smooth top. And then we're gonna let it sit so that it can harden up. So now our candle has cooled, it's set up really well, and we're ready to remove it from the mold. And so to do that, we like to let it usually sit overnight, and so that it has a good opportunity to cool well, and then it starts to release itself from the edge of the mold as it cools. But if you have a hard time getting it out, I like to give it a good squeeze all the way around and all the way down, and I feel like that helps. And then you can just start tapping it and it should start to come out. And wow, cool. There's our candle. Now we like to leave our candles just like that. We like somewhat of the rustic feel, but if you're someone who wants to see more of the flowers, you can take a heat gun or a blow dryer and you can go around it and let some of the wax drip off so that you can see the flowers more clearly. You just don't want to go too far though, because then the flowers start falling out. But we like ours like that, and so we hope that you have fun making yours as well. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. Our goal is to create content that's helpful to you, and if you found today's content helpful, we ask that you would click the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you can receive notifications as to when the next content is published. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. We're always happy to hear from you and glad to help however we can. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.